Good Thursday evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for Western Mass News at 6. I'm Chris Pisano. Let's take a quick look at what's making the latest headlines. The U.S. House of Representatives is set to pass a $484 billion stimulus bill with money planned to help small businesses. A massive spike in the number of cases of COVID-19 here in Massachusetts, as well as the number of tests conducted in the Bay State. And we're less than 2 hours away from the National Football League kicking off its annual draft. For the first time ever, it will be virtual. The U.S. House of Representatives is voting on a multi-billion-dollar stimulus bill designed to help struggling small businesses in the wake of the coronavirus shutdowns. Now, a critical part of the bill provides an additional $310 billion for the Paycheck Protection Program. Western Mass News reporter Audrey Russo joins us live in Springfield with the very latest. Audrey?
That Paycheck Protection Program was drained in about 12 days after the first coronavirus stimulus bill was passed. And the big criticism is that large companies were applying for the money intended for small mom and pops. I spoke with Congressman Richard Neal a short while ago about how that program is soon to be funded again and will now have more protections from the Treasury Department.
I've been through two wars, two speakers of the House being removed, two presidential impeachments, and now a pandemic.
Debating through masks and voting in a staggered, socially distant manner, it's impossible for lawmakers to forget the reason why they're rushing to get a more than $450 billion stimulus bill to the president's desk. Western Mass News caught up with Congressman Richard Neal in a video chat. He says the coronavirus's effect on the economy means more support for small businesses is crucial. This most recent legislation
will qualify $60 billion of those dollars to go to small business people through community banks, credit unions, and community lending institutions.
Neal says small businesses looking to get money through the Paycheck Protection Program will have another chance, this time at a slice of a more than $300 billion pie. For a program that previously went bankrupt in 12 days, Neal says he spoke with Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin to ensure large corporations will be held responsible if they try to get the funds meant for companies under 500 employees.
For those who violate the spirit of the legislation, the Treasury Secretary and the Treasury Department, they're going to ask for the money back.
Neal says enforcement of this will come from the Treasury Department. He says small businesses who already had applied for PPP when it was tapped don't have to reapply. Though this funding didn't include a second round of direct payments to Americans, Neal says he knows a second cash infusion is needed.
I've already began planning with the Ways and Means staff over. The Speaker and I have talked about it extensively.
Now, Neal says that for small businesses who are eager to get funds as quickly as possible, they should visit the Small Business Association website and speak with their community banks and local lenders. Live in Springfield, Audrey Russo for Western Mass News.
Audrey, thank you for that live report. The president of BAYSTATE Medical Center joined Governor Charlie Baker today as he addressed the state. Alongside other hospital executives, BAYSTATE's president and the governor addressed the growing concern over people not seeking care for other medical needs aside from the coronavirus.
We have seen patients an 80% decline with stroke symptoms, meaning speech impairment, visual changes, wait at home, and not seek care. That was 1 month ago, a total of an 80% decline. Those patients are starting to arrive at BAYSTATE Medical Center. They are seriously ill, and many of them have lifelong debilitating consequences to waiting.
Governor Baker said hospitals and healthcare providers have made accommodations so that they can also care for medical problems in a safe manner. The Mass Department of Public Health reassessed the latest coronavirus case numbers in the state. There are 195,076 tests that have been conducted in our state. That's up more than 14,000 from yesterday. The state says there are now 46,023 confirmed cases of COVID-19, and with 178 new deaths, that number now stands at 2,360. And we're breaking down those numbers county by county for you here in Western Mass. Hampden County is reporting 2,839 COVID-19 cases. Hampshire County, 367. Franklin County, 203. And Berkshire County has 418 cases. So in total, the four counties have 3,824 positive coronavirus cases. And now a story you'll only see here on Western Mass News. A Baystate nurse left work on Monday after fighting on the front lines of COVID-19 to find her house up in flames. Now the community is coming together to help her family get back on their feet. Western Mass News reporter Lindsay Kane is live for us in Chicopee with the exclusive story. Lindsay?
While leaving work, Kara Mercer, a mother and a nurse at Baystate Medical Center, got a call that her house was on fire. And now the community is stepping up in order to help out.
I got here and there was just fire trucks and neighbors and everyone was here. Everyone got out safe.
While ending her shift fighting on the front lines of the COVID-19 pandemic at Baystate Medical Center on Monday, Kara Mercer didn't realize that at the same time, crews were fighting flames in her home.
It's just devastating. You know, a lot is going on in this world right now, and it's just another thing we have to deal with, but we'll get through. We're hanging in there.
Mercer is also a mother of 2 young children, and when friends and family learned what happened, they started a GoFundMe to help raise money to get the Mercer family of 4 back on their feet.
We're just so grateful for everybody. The community has come together. Even everybody is, having a hard time, even money-wise, and everyone's just donating clothes, money, gift cards. We are so grateful.
Western Mass News spoke to Mercer's sister over FaceTime, who says the fire is a tragedy, especially for a frontline worker right now.
Treating, COVID patients all the time and just coming home drained just from that to losing her home. She doesn't deserve that.
But Mercer says the community's overwhelming support means the world during this difficult time.
We had like 10 people washing our laundry, soaking it in tubs, trying to get the smell of smoke out. So it's just amazing. It just brings me to tears to know that everybody cares so much.
She says the fire started in a trash can outside and eventually spread inside the house, now covered in soot. Mercer says it's hard to come to terms with all that was lost, but the family is staying positive.
It's hard because I'm actually realizing what I've lost. Those valuable things, pictures. Our wedding bench is gone. We can't get that back. But again, like I said, everyone's safe. I know that's the main thing.
The Red Cross has stepped in to help the family. Meanwhile, the GoFundMe has already raised over $25,000. The link is on our website. That's westernmassnews.com. Live in Chicopee, Lindsay Kane, Western Mass News.
Lindsay, thank you for that live report. The funeral industry is being forced to adapt to this new world of social distancing. With no gatherings larger than 10 people allowed, many families are left wondering how to honor the passing of their loved ones. Western Mass News reporter Beth Ward has answers from one local funeral home on how they're getting creative using technology to bring mourning families together virtually.
Imagine a family member dies and you can't have a traditional wake, funeral, burial, anything with more than 10 people per order of Governor Charlie Baker's social distancing guidelines.
With my wife Ellen, we saw that this was just not satisfactory. Families deserve more than this in this crucial times of their loss. And so, put our heads together, and it's just a fairly simple answer. Let's just use technology to fix the problem.
Frank O'Brien, owner of Toomey O'Brien Funeral Home in West Springfield, tells Western Mass News they promptly invested in cameras and other technology to be able to live stream services.
I've been a funeral director for 30 years, and part of the process, with funerals is the support you get from the outside, extended family and friends, and this allows for that.
A small camera is set up inside the home with the state-allowed 10 people socially distanced.
It's not obtrusive at all. It's so in the background that people don't even know it's being done.
Family and friends can jump on the Toomey O'Brien website, click a link, and they're in. The live stream can also be watched later, and it doesn't end there.
And the churches have been very receptive to having the live stream in churches, and the cemeteries also.
Most churches and cemeteries, he says, are allowing the live stream. Online visitors can also write comments on a tribute wall. So far, the new process offered here and at the O'Brien's other location in Wilbraham has been embraced by families.
It's not the same to live stream a funeral, but it's better than not being there at all or not having a service at all. And families so far have been so appreciative of this.
All live streams are saved for the family to be viewed for years to come. Beth Ward, Western Mass News.
Toomey O'Brien expects the live stream portion of a funeral to be offered even past the current social distancing restrictions, saying it could become a regular part of the funeral industry nationwide from here on out. And for more coverage on the coronavirus emergency as it continues to develop, log on to our free Western Mass News streaming app.
We've seen some light showers fall across the area, not amounting to all that much, just on the scale of hundredths of an inch. But there is more where that came from. We have the cloudy skies on our Springfield Skycam, and temperatures are starting to reflect the chilly air that's in place. There will be some improvements into our 50-50 weekend, but first we have to get through a chillier than average Friday. We're at 48 in Springfield and Westfield, same in Palmer and Ware, 46 in Worthington, and 51 in Northampton, dealing with some of those light showers, especially through Hampshire County, through Shutesbury and New Salem, right along 202, Belchertown, Ware, Bondsville. You're seeing some of those light showers. We will see some drier air in place briefly tonight. There's your dry air, and then more rain where that came from arriving throughout the day on Friday. And that's exactly what Futurecast shows. Waking up with some showers Friday morning, light rain into the midday and afternoon, finally clearing out, leading to a nice Saturday. Temperatures overnight falling into the upper 30s, a couple of spotty showers here or there, but we'll call it mainly dry. Tomorrow, middle 40s, showers off and on throughout the day. Full look at the 7-day forecast, Chris, in just a few. Back to you.
Still to come here on Western Mass News, some inmates from the Hampden County Correctional Facility have been released early. How the DA plans to move forward next. And still ahead, bride and grooms are coming up with new ways to celebrate their weddings during the coronavirus pandemic. We'll tell you what those are when we come right back.